All right, welcome to the comic book shop of doom here on awesomestreaming.com. Happy Star Wars Day. It's May 25th, 2022. Star Wars. Today is the original release date 45 years ago. So we're going to do a Star Wars question. And this is one that also coincides with this Friday is the debut of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus. So they're going to have like 2 episodes on there setting up that story where he's in exile on Tatooine, watching over a young Luke Skywalker so the Empire and Darth Vader don't get him. So here's a question that was never fully answered, investigated, whatever, that's really, really significant. Here is when Obi-Wan is captive in stasis from Count Dooku, where he can't move, and Dooku is telling him that the Senate is in control by a Sith Lord. They never follow up on this. I mean, Obi-Wan. It's been a while since I saw Attack of the Clones, and I know I want to say at the end he told Yoda and Mace Windu, and there's no investigation. Who's in charge of the Senate? It's Palpatine, and nobody thinks that, hey, maybe this guy could be a Sith Lord. Very, very weird, government corruption. Gee, I wonder where that sounds familiar at. But politics aside, except in Star Wars, this stuff just boggles the mind that the number 2 baddie gives away his boss basically without giving away his name, and there's no investigation into it. It was like Dooku was begging to get caught, telling him that, hey, I'm working for a Sith Lord and he's running your Senate, and that's your government and giving the Jedi Council orders and everything. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that this wasn't followed up on, investigated, whatever. And then, in Revenge of the Sith, when Mace Windu and those 4 or 5 Jedi go to see Palpatine to arrest them, he's like, okay, it's starting to make sense now. Well, where were you a year ago or whatever? It's unbelievable. But this is a question that an admittance of guilt and everything else that it's never followed up on. So, I mean, even Obi-Wan, you think that in his spare time, he's like a cop that has a case in his back pocket that he's always working on the side where he goes, I know this is the guy that did that murder or whatever. You think that he would have been investigating this on the side, saying, okay, who could if this is true, who could the suspects be? I mean, why would you flush that admission of guilt from Dooku away right away as a bunch of BS? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And it's a question that has to be answered or should be brought up at some point. I would even like to see if Ben Kenobi's in exile on Tatooine on the show. There would be a good point where he's sitting there in the desert and he's holding his head going, oh, what did I get myself into? And he's like, look at this. I'm living here in a cave and I got, and I could have prevented this if I would have followed up on what Dooku told me, where the Emperor was the guy pulling the strings behind the scenes. I would like to see that in this show. Will we get it? I very highly doubt it. But this is something that should be addressed. It's worth looking into, and it's a glaring omission that, it's just, I don't know if it's inept writing or they dumb down these characters, but I would be like, okay, let's investigate this. Who could this be if it's true? We will see. Everybody have a good day.